Hello. Today we're going to do some Seafoam on the new 9.5. Couple reasons. One, it's just good to get the build to clean up the carbon buildup on the valves, and so that's a good sign, and on the piston, so that will help. Also, I'm pretty sure I have an exhaust leak maybe on the flex pipe, and so I'll show you where that is. They're notorious for cracking. Let's see, this one might even be cracked. Oh yeah, look at that one. That one, you can see where it's cracked on this motor. So I'm guessing, yeah, I'm guessing that's cracked on the 9.5 as well, because I keep smelling exhaust. But instead of pulling it all apart and checking to see if that's where it's cracked or not, we're just gonna Seafoam it and look and see if there's smoke coming out of there. If there is, then we know that I need to take that off, weld it, or just replace it. But on my Turbo X, I took it off and welded it, and it's been perfect. So we'll probably do the same thing on the 9.5. And another issue it's having is an oil. I keep hearing, after driving it for a while, I smell burnt oil under the hood. It's hard to tell where it's coming from. I'll show you guys where I think, but I think it's either dripping off the intake on the turbo onto the exhaust, which shouldn't really have, like, it's might suck a little bit out of the intake, but a catch can should fix that, so I'll order a catch can for that one and for my new 9.5. But I'm thinking my turbo might be leaking oil past the seals into the intake, because it's pretty oily on the intercooler piping. So I might throw a different turbo on it. I might actually take that turbo off that one since it's the same one, and put a little bit better turbo on the Turbo X would be the plan if I do go that route and if it needs a new turbo. But we'll start with the Seafoam today. So here's your Seafoam. You buy it at pretty much any parts store, probably Walmart as well. Squeeze those things open, or together, open it. Bam. Pour some in a cup. Pretty straightforward. I've done this on all my vehicles. Oh, yeah, that's probably a good amount. I don't know if it says how much to use. It probably does, but that's probably fine. But yeah, seems like a good amount right there. Might need more, might need less, but hey, anything helps. I'm really just wanting to see where the exhaust leak is. Take that out here. So the car's running right now. I'm letting it run just to get that motor nice and hot, so when this sucks in, it will already be hot to help loosen that stuff up. Okay. Oops. So, I don't know if you guys can see. Here, I got a light. But there is some oil buildup under there and back there, which is, you know, it could be normal, but I pulled that off and cleaned the gaskets, and there's a little bit of oil on the intake. There's also some oil down there, and it could be from when people filled it up, but it's, I don't know, it's pretty oily, so it might be leaking out this clamp as well, and it's going down, which if that's the case, then yeah, might be time for a new one. You know, yeah, that looks pretty bad. So maybe it's even leaking boost. It's hard to say. But we'll start with this. So, see that little hose right there? Hooked to right there. We're gonna pop that out real quick. Try not to break it. Camera down. Actually, I'm gonna grab a screwdriver. Just use the screwdriver, pop that off, like so. Pull that up over that. And Let's go start it. Yeah, it's gonna have a big vacuum leak. But okay. You just want to don't soak it, let it get some air up, as well as the Seafoam. Don't want to do it too fast either. She's thirsty. Okay, it's all clean. Pop that baby back on there. Okay, now we'll shut it off and let that stuff soak in for a while. Probably like 20 minutes, probably be fine. So I'll shut off. And now we let it sit. But I'm gonna look at this down here. See maybe why there's so much oil on the inner clear piping. Looks like it's leaking to me. But hey, I could be wrong. But yeah, we'll let that sit. Maybe this inner piece of piping needs replaced. Maybe it's cracked somewhere. That's why it's so oily right there. But yeah, it's dripping on the exhaust somewhere. And it's not like, my oil level's not going down at all. Like maybe, like not visually. Like I'm not gonna notice a drop on the dipstick. But yeah, it's dripping on the exhaust somewhere. It's super annoying because you can smell it in the cab after driving for like an hour or half an hour and you stop. So yeah, that's annoying. Need that fixed. Say hello to 97. It's the old reliable. But yeah, we'll let this sit and then I will start it up and I'll show you guys the results. Okay, so it's been sitting for about 25 minutes now. Sort of help get some of that debris off. We got everything buttoned back up here. So let's start and see what it does. Hopefully it starts. But yeah, my turbo, I reached my fingers in there again and I felt plenty of turbos, and this one definitely does have a little bit more, definitely more shaft play than most. But I could already see some smoke. Let me grab a flashlight so you guys could see it too. So we'll replace the turbo and we'll, it's hard to see, but there's some smoke coming right out of there. Doesn't look like it's the front. It definitely looks like it's coming from the rear. Maybe it's the downpipe, you know, for all I know. Yeah. I definitely see some smoke. Okay. Don't look like it's coming out of the front by any means. But oh, maybe it's not even coming out of that rear flex pipe. It's hard to tell. It might be out of the downpipe, you know. But we know there's exhaust leak, so we'll pull off the turbo, replace the turbo anyways. Throw a new one on it, or one off my Turbo X. See how it looks coming out of the back. Nothing yet. Well, Seafoam might not have to get. Seafoam might need to get heated up. Oh, that, I don't know why that keeps coming on, but it shuts off after a while and everything works fine. So once I get my NBI tool, I'll have to figure that out. But it's funny, it will go, that will show up. Oh, see, now it's off. So I must have a loose connection, or maybe the sensor is going out. But funny thing is that it was fine for like 2 weeks, never had an issue. And now it will do it once in a while and then it'll shut off for another week. I don't know if the cold messes with it or what. But another funny thing is, I drove this thing 3,000 miles back home, not one single issue. I get home, now I got stupid little things. But that's okay, at least it's something, all this stuff is pretty easy to fix, you know, especially if you have the right tools. Okay, let's see what's happening outside. Oh yeah, there's some smoke. Ooh, it stinks. Okay, I'm gonna set the camera up and let's see if I could identify any smoke coming out. So I'll have to go back and watch the film, but I definitely see some smoke coming out of a few places back here. But it doesn't look like it's coming from the flex pipe. It looks like it's more of where the downpipe connects to the turbo. So maybe maybe that's missing some bolt, or missing some bolts, or bolts are loose. But that won't be a hard fix. If it's the flex pipe, we'll weld it. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna let this run and hopefully it cleans some stuff out. It's actually not that smoky. Maybe I need some more Seafoam, but a little bit should help, and once it gets hot, you know, it'll burn off and should clean up some of the carbon, or maybe there just wasn't that much carbon in there to clean up. But it definitely does stink, so just beware of that, guys, if you do end up doing this. But I've done it on my SUV, done it on the Turbo X, done it on my truck, I've done it on every vehicle. So, but my truck has water mess, so that also helps keep the carbon down, and it's a new motor, so that shouldn't have that much carbon with that motor. I haven't done a Seafoam on it, and I don't drive it that often, so. But overall, I'm loving this car. I've been daily driving it, well, with that 9.7, but since I sold the Aero, I put some more time into this one since that's out of my life. And then soon when the weather gets a little nicer, we'll go pick up that other car. So, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next videos. Yeah, blah blah blah. You guys know the drill. But see you later.